Late Night with the Devil is a film that was originally released in 2023 at a few film festival circuits, one of them being South by Southwest, I'm pretty sure. And this is directed by the Cairnes brothers. I don't think I'm pronouncing that correctly, but best I can do. And this is a very independent little horror movie, you could say, that I wouldn't really necessarily call experimental, but it definitely plays with unique and interesting filmmaking ideas and styles, especially for its low budget and its independent nature. And definitely has a really interesting concept, to say the least. Basically, what we have going on here is we have this late night talk show. This film completely takes place in the 70s. It looks like it's in the 70s. They do a great job bringing that decade back to make it visually aesthetic that way. And this guy, this I guess talk show host, his ratings are down. He's down on his luck essentially, and he wants to make a comeback by doing this show. I think it's on Halloween night. Yeah, it is on Halloween night, Late Night with the Devil, and he has a bunch of like people who say they're horror acts, a few of them, but one of the big features on his show this night that he wants to feature is this little girl who is apparently possessed by some kind of demon, and she's going to show herself, and the demon's going to expose itself on stage live for the whole world to see, pretty much. I thought that idea was fantastic, and I was really anticipating watching this film, but I guess I was on a little bit of a down streak with the last two films I watched, because this one also was just so damn disappointing for me because my expectations were high for it, and the concept of this just sold me. This film has a comedic side to it, so it is a horror comedy, and the comedy is not my type of comedy. The first like 8 to 10 minutes of this film is basically giving kind of a story on the host and what happened to him, his rise and fall essentially. And they do it in this comedic way, but it's strange and it's just bizarre. And for me, anyway, it just didn't land. None of it was funny. All of it was dragging way too long. I was just waiting for the talk show stuff to happen. They introduce his like he had a wife as well, and things go on with her, and they dive into his previous life, like outside of the show kind of thing, outside of being a show host. And this humor continues on throughout the film. But another thing about the film is it fucking drags. Like, a lot. And a lot of it is mundane and boring. And I was checked out pretty quick. There are things that happen in the film that are interesting. This film deals with great practical effects. They do a great job in the horror department when it comes to spooks and style. I mean, this film is style like crazy. Visually, like I said already, a lot of the grains that they choose to use. Costume design is top notch. It looks fantastic. They just didn't execute this film, this idea, the way I guess I'm into, because it was just going on, and it was just losing my interest very, very fast in all of its acts. Even right at the start with that whole introduction of the host, like I said. I did like the possessed girl. I thought she did a really good job. Very great actress. And her segment was good. It was good, but I mean, if you watch the trailer, it's kind of just an extended version of that. Again, they're trying to blend this comedic style with this really horrific style too, and things get dark, but almost too dark, and then the darkness that they try to use kind of takes away from the tone that you were going with previously, and things just start getting uncomfortable in a sense, I would say. I don't think this film landed for me, and it's a shame because I really wish it did, and I can't talk down on the film. This is more of a personal experience. Most people I've heard talk about this love pretty much everything about it. I could mention the positives, which I already have. Style, the way it looks, bringing that 70s to life is perfect. And the idea to recreate a live 70s style horror show, and then the horror ideas too that they bring in are great ideas. And when they happen in the movie, they're good. They're not. I wouldn't say they're fantastic, but they're good enough. The horror and the practical effects. That's what I wanted to mention too. The practical stuff, the gore stuff, that's all very very good too. The possessed girl is very good in her role as well. That's all my positives. This one just didn't work for me. It's a shame, but you know, you can't win them all really. But take what I said and make up your own mind and see if you want to watch it. But unfortunately, this one was just middle ground for me. Subscribe to Marketing Film Fan if you like to listen to my voice or if you like my film reviews. I'll be back with more soon, so stay tuned for those. Check out what's on the channel already. Stay tuned for what's coming. Until next review, have a good one. Take care and cheers.